This past weekend in worship, we started a new sermon series, Peace of Mind, where we are taking a biblically rooted approach to mental health. And we're talking about some of the major mental health crises we face in our communities, in our nation, within the church. Last week, Pastor Bill talked about anxiety and the difficult that anxiety poses on a person's life and their ability to function in society. And he talked about Paul's epistle to the church of Philippi, Philippians 4, where Paul invites his readers to cast all of their anxieties upon Jesus Christ. That beautiful invitation that Jesus truly does invite us to be in communion with him, to give all of our anxiety, all of our anxious thoughts, all of the fears that we have for the future or whatever is happening in our life, and hand those things over to him. And Pastor Bill also talked about really kind of the next practical step, which is if you are someone who is facing situational anxiety, or if you have a more clinical diagnosis of anxiety, take that next step in getting help. Don't delay it. Don't put it off. Don't live with some kind of stigma or shame around your anxiety. Instead, get help. If that's a counselor, if that's medication, if that's talking to a pastor or a friend or someone you know and trust, but make that next step. This week in worship, we are talking about the topic of depression. And depression has certainly risen in prevalence in our society in recent years. And it's something that we need to be aware of and alert of in our churches, and especially in the lives of the people we love. So the text we're going to look at this weekend is a difficult text. It's Psalm 88, and it's really the only psalm I can think of that offers such a bleak and intense picture of what it means to struggle with the throes of depression, to be in that darkness, to go through a real season of darkness. But what I find so beautiful about that text, despite the fact that there is no movement towards hope, there is no real clear gospel proclamation from this man, Heman the Ezrahite, who wrote this text. Despite all of that, what I find so beautiful about this text is that it dignifies the voice of someone who is going through a season of depression, whether that is depression from circumstance or a medical diagnosis, or again, whether they have a clinical diagnosis like major depressive disorder. This psalm gives a unique voice to those who are going through dark and difficult seasons. And it reminds us that our experiences of depression are not an indication of a lack of faith. Our experiences with depression aren't an indication that God has abandoned us. Instead, it gives us a voice within Scripture to identify, to recognize that this is a part of the experience of wrestling with our circumstances and wrestling with God's will and trying to make sense of a really difficult and complicated life. And so I found this psalm beautiful, and I found it encouraging in some unique ways. And what we're hoping to do is equip each of us to recognize that depression is a part of many people's lives. And that if you need help, again, there's no shame in seeking help. Certainly no shame in seeking help from a pastor or someone you love, but there's also no shame in getting professional help for something like depression. There's also an encouragement in this text, I think, for us as the community of faith to be alert, to be watching for those in our midst who we know are struggling or going through dark times and dark seasons, to be mindful of them, to love them and care for them deeply, and to recognize that when our words fall short, when we cannot by our own merit or our own wisdom bring someone out of a depressive state, sometimes the best ministry we offer to other people is our presence, and we take on this incarnational love where we sit with someone who's in a season of darkness, where we love them, we listen to them, we offer them a safe space if they want to talk, but otherwise we check in, we care for them, we take them to coffee, we make deliberate points to be connected to their lives so they know and recognize they're not alone, and in that way we show the love of Jesus to those who are going through those dark seasons. So if you are going through a season of depression, I hope you'll join us this Sunday to hear a message of hope. If you know someone or love someone who's going through a season of darkness, I pray that you'll come and be encouraged to live out that calling, to love them, to draw near to them, and to remind them of Jesus' love with your own presence. So I hope to see you on Sunday morning. God bless you. Have a great weekend.